Hi everyone, welcome to Grandma Gina's Kitchen. I'm going to be making an omelet today, so I thought I'd show you some frying techniques and we can all enjoy an omelet together. So let me put you guys up here on the stand so you'll be able to watch the cooking. So I have my 8-inch gourmet skillet and I have my vegetables here that I'm going to be adding to our omelet. All right, and I have some spinach, some garlic, half a mushroom, and some tomatoes. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut up the tomatoes because, well, the first thing we're going to do is wash our hands. And that's when I washed them 100 times already. But one of the things when we come into the kitchen, I always want to make sure that I wash my hands before I start touching the food. All right, so we got to do our ABCs, right? Lemon, all right, so there we go. We got our hands nice and clean here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get our 8-inch gourmet skillet. We're gonna get it preheating. So we're gonna get that preheating on a medium flame. So I usually preheat without the handles, and then I'll snap them on. So I'll just set it right here on the stove like this, and then I'll snap my handles on. So let's go ahead and get this on a medium. And I have a new stove, so I'm getting used to the temperature, so bear with me. My medium is pretty hot. All right, so we're gonna get that preheating. I have a couple eggs here, so I'm just gonna cut up some tomatoes. The tomatoes don't cut real well in the Saladmaster machine, and I'm not really good at cutting things with a knife, as you can see. Anyway, but I am really good with using the food processor, so I'm really glad that I have that, because it has sure changed my cooking. I remember, lots of times with our salad, I'd only put a couple items in the salad because I didn't want to sit and chop and chop and chop, or I'd ask my husband to help me chop or the kids to help me chop. Then everyone would just get frustrated because nobody really wanted to do it. So this makes it a lot easier to have our food processor. I'm going to go ahead and do some mushroom on the French fry cone. So on the Saladmaster food processor, it has letters and numbers. So letter FF for French fry and the 3 cone. So on our recipe website, on our YouTube channels and everything, even when I'm doing cooking in my kitchen, we're going to be using the numbers of the cone. So we're going to use the number 3 cone, and that's how you'll know. You'll look at the bottom. Okay, so just a little bit of mushroom. I'm just doing a small omelet today because it's just me, and I don't want to have to go to the store. So I'm just going to make what I have here. Okay, and there's our mushrooms, our tomatoes. We're going to put our spinach in here, and our tomatoes. All right, and then I'm going to mince a little bit of garlic in there, just because garlic has such a great flavor. It's an anti-inflammatory. It helps lower your blood pressure. So it's just so many benefits to eating garlic. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And let's see. So just get a couple garlic cloves. I'm going to stick them right on the edge. And it's going to shred it up. I got a couple big chunks in there, but that doesn't really bother me. The more I eat garlic, the more I love it. And the more even the bigger pieces, I still want them. I've noticed my family, when garlic's in a recipe, everyone's looking for that big chunk of garlic that fell through. Everyone wants it. All right, so we have our pan that's preheated. We're going to test it. So when we're frying in Saladmaster, we want to make sure that the pan's preheated. So what you do is you put some water in, and you see how it's beating up and bouncing around? That's how you know it's hot enough to fry. So if it's just evaporating, it's not quite hot enough. So you don't really need to use this much water, but I want you guys to be able to see it. See how you see the little beads bouncing around? All right, so we went ahead, we got our pan preheated, and then you're gonna make sure that's on medium. So if you turned it up to hurry, then you wanna make sure you turn it back down to medium. Okay, so we did our 1 egg, 2 eggs. This is going to be a big omelet because there's lots of vegetables in there. And usually 2 eggs is plenty for one person, but with all those vegetables in there, it's going to go so much further. So we're just going to whisk this up. I put a lot of spinach, and it looks like it's taking over, but the spinach kind of wilts down a little bit when you're cooking. So You want to make sure that you're getting plenty of vegetables in your diet. You want to get your iron from your spinach and tomatoes, not from cast iron pans. Okay, so and then I always love a little bit of pepper and a little bit of parsley. Parsley is very cleansing for the body. Oh, a lot of parsley. Sorry, I love parsley. But it's very cleansing for the body. But with all the flavors of these vegetables in here, you're really not going to need any salt. So there we go. Our pan's preheated. We're going to go ahead and add our egg right inside. There we go. And we'll get that washed up. Kind of like to keep things clean as I go, so I'll wash those afterwards. But there we go. So we got it cooking. Make sure that this flame's on medium. See how loud it is? It's a hot stove. All right, so we have all of our cones are so easy to wash. The food processor is so easy. Oh, I found some more mushroom in here. And I love mushrooms, so we're going to go ahead and add that right in here. All right, there we go. So we got our mushroom. And then you want to make sure you're using a metal spatula. Our Saladmaster turner has that nice sharp edge. It's really easy to get underneath things. So then you can just start moving your scrambled egg around, right? So I kind of give it a little flip, a little turn. And you might feel like it's sticking, but it actually is, you know, you can see it's coming up, right? So just be patient, because once it sears, it's gonna release. So if you turned it a little too early and it felt like it was sticking, just let it sear a little bit longer. All right, but you can see how nice that looks. Beautiful vegetables, tomato, garlic. Oh, it smells amazing. Smelling that garlic. You could have put some onions in here. I like my onions really well done. So if I was going to do onions, I would have grilled them in the pan first while I was getting everything else ready and get them really soft. But onions, once you grill them, they caramelize and they get this beautiful flavor. It's so good. Before Saladmaster, I would not even touch an onion. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even buy them. So if my husband loves onions, and if he wanted an onion, he had to go to the store and buy it and cook it himself. I wouldn't even cook it in my kitchen. Now we have onions in almost every recipe that we do. I do like them well cooked though, so anyways. All right, so here we go. We're gonna give this a turn. Get the other side, give it a turn. There you go, look how beautiful that is. And then if you wanted at this point, if you wanted to shred a little bit of cheese and put it on top, you could. If you wanted to do basil, anything, this comes out amazing. So I have my plate here. I'm gonna do just a little bit of cheese on the stringer cone. I normally don't put cheese on my eggs, but just to show you guys. And then oops, that's our waffler cone. The waffler cone and the stringer cone are very similar. So the stringer cone is the #2 cone. It has 2 little ripples. That's how I try to remember. And the waffler cone only has 1 ripple on it. So that's how I'm supposed to try to remember. I didn't look very carefully though. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do just a little bit of cheese. Just because I like cheese, I do, but I'm not a huge fan of cheese. I knew I should have locked the dog outside, because every time I do a video, he wants to speak up and say hi to everybody. So, and it's the funniest thing is he's barking at the pool filter, and the pool filter turns on every day at this time. You would think, you know, after a couple years that they would learn, or he would learn. Maybe it's just him. Most dogs do learn. All right, so there we go. So there's our omelet with some cheese. Looks amazing. Turn off the flame. If you didn't want to flip it around, you want to have it a little bit layered and a little prettier, you could just put the cover on top and let it cook all the way through. Just turn the temperature down a little bit so that it can bake all the way through. So there's our omelet. I'm super excited to eat breakfast now. Thank you guys so much for joining Grandma Gina's Kitchen. I hope that everything looked good. If you have any questions, please make sure you comment so I'll get back to you. Feel free to like and share. We want to be sharing our recipes and helping people eat healthier and help build their immune system with all those fruits and vegetables in our diet. So thank you so much. If you have questions, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Cooking for Health Inc., or Gina Robles Gonzalez. And follow us on Facebook and you'll see Grandma Gina's Kitchen. We're going to be doing some virtual cooking. We already put up some salmon recipe, and we'll be putting up more recipes soon. Thank you so much. Have a good day.